Wembanyama! Oh my goodness! He just did that!
The San Antonio Spurs are a legit title contender. So you got shooters, you got athletes. You've got a collection of individuals who have bought in defensively because they're anchored by the premier defensive player in the game.
1 year ago, the San Antonio Spurs looked like a franchise running out of reasons to believe. Just when hope was beginning to return, everything started falling apart. Greg Popovich, the greatest coach in NBA history, was suddenly forced away from the sidelines after a serious health scare, leaving the organization facing a future no one had prepared for. Then came an even bigger shock. Victor Wembanyama, the generational superstar who was transforming the franchise before everyone's eyes, saw his season come to an abrupt end after being diagnosed with a dangerous blood clot. In a matter of months, San Antonio had lost its legendary coach, its brightest young star, and any realistic chance of competing. The season ended with the Spurs sitting 13th in the Western Conference, and to the outside world, it looked like the rebuild had taken a devastating step backward. But inside the organization, something very different was happening. The setbacks weren't destroying the blueprint, they were strengthening it. Fast forward just one season, and the transformation has been nothing short of remarkable. The Spurs have climbed to second place in the Western Conference, defeated some of the NBA's best teams, including winning 4 of 5 games against Oklahoma City, and proven they belong among the league's elite. Yet what's truly frightening isn't where they are today, it's where they are headed. Victor Wembanyama still hasn't reached his prime. Stephen Castle and the rest of the young core are only beginning to scratch the surface of their potential. Every month, the roster looks more confident, more connected, and more complete. This isn't the story of one superstar carrying an average team. It isn't a lucky run or a surprise Cinderella season. It's the payoff of a rebuilding plan that has been years in the making, a plan built on patience, elite drafting, bold trades, financial flexibility, and an unwavering commitment to long-term success. Every difficult decision, every painful trade, and every losing season served a purpose. Instead of chasing quick fixes, the Spurs invested in development. Instead of panicking when adversity struck, they stayed committed to their vision. They surrounded Wembanyama with the right young talent, added experienced veterans at exactly the right time, and preserved the championship culture that had defined the franchise for decades. Now, every piece is beginning to fall into place. What we're witnessing isn't just the rise of another exciting young team. It may be the birth of the NBA's next great powerhouse. So how did the Spurs transform from a lottery team into one of the most dangerous contenders in basketball? How did every major decision, from embracing a painful rebuild and drafting Victor Wembanyama and Stephen Castle to making franchise-altering trades and navigating life after Greg Popovich, lead them to this moment? Today, we're breaking down the complete blueprint behind San Antonio's incredible rise, and why the rest of the NBA should already be preparing for what's coming next.
Another steal. Stefan Castle, gear up for showtime! Castle climbs the ladder!
Harper with space, still at Harper! The harm in the hoop!
Wembanyama, what a play! Off the glass!
Long before Victor Wembanyama became the face of the San Antonio Spurs, the organization had already begun preparing for its next championship chapter. But getting their men accepting that one of the greatest dynasties in NBA history had finally come to an end. Tim Duncan retired in 2016, bringing an end to an era that had defined the league for nearly 2 decades. Soon after, Tony Parker left in free agency, Manu Ginobili announced his retirement, and the bitter split with Kawhi Leonard officially closed the book on one of basketball's greatest runs. In exchange for Leonard and Danny Green, San Antonio received DeMar DeRozan, Jakob Poeltl, and a protected first-round pick that eventually became Keldon Johnson. At first glance, it looked like a respectable return, but it wasn't enough to keep the Spurs among the NBA's elite. Instead, the franchise found itself stuck in the worst place a team can be, too competitive to land franchise-changing draft picks, yet not talented enough to seriously compete for a championship. After winning 48 games in 2019, the decline became impossible to ignore. The victories became less frequent, the playoff appearances disappeared, and the Spurs' incredible postseason streak, one of the longest in professional sports history, finally came to an end. While many organizations would have panicked, San Antonio chose a different path. Rather than chasing the 8th seed and delaying the inevitable, the front office accepted a difficult reality. If they wanted to compete for championships again, they had to completely reset the franchise's timeline. The first signs of that transformation appeared inside the 2020 Orlando bubble. Greg Popovich gradually shifted responsibility away from aging veterans and placed his trust in a new generation led by DeJounte Murray, Derek White, Lonnie Walker-IV, and Keldon Johnson. Almost overnight, the identity of the Spurs began to change. They played with more pace, switched more aggressively on defense, and embraced a modern, positionless style built around versatile players capable of handling the ball, creating offense, and defending multiple positions. That philosophy became the foundation for every roster decision that followed. Devin Vassell was drafted for his elite two-way potential. Trey Jones provided steady leadership at point guard. Jeremy Sochin brought rare defensive versatility and endless lineup flexibility. Even selections like Josh Primo and Malachi Branham reflected the Spurs' willingness to invest in long-term upside rather than immediate results. But the front office understood that talent alone wouldn't be enough. Building another championship contender required something just as important: patience and flexibility. So they made a series of difficult decisions that many fans questioned at the time. DeMar DeRozan was moved in a sign-in trade. Derek White was sent to Boston for valuable draft assets. Then came the blockbuster that shocked the NBA. DeJounte Murray, fresh off his first All-Star season and widely viewed as a franchise's future, was traded to Atlanta in exchange for an enormous package of future first-round picks and draft swaps. Not long afterward, Jakob Poeltl was traded back to Toronto for additional draft capital. To many outsiders, it looked like the Spurs were tearing the roster apart. Inside the organization, they believed they were building something far greater. Every trade created more salary cap flexibility. Every draft pick increased their future options. Every difficult decision moved the franchise one step closer to its ultimate goal. Then came the moment that changed everything: the 2023 NBA Draft Lottery. After enduring one of the toughest seasons in franchise history, the lottery finally rewarded San Antonio with the first overall pick. That selection wasn't just another top prospect. It was Victor Wembanyama, a once-in-a-generation talent capable of changing the direction of an entire franchise overnight. Yet the smartest part of the Spurs' rebuild wasn't winning the lottery. It was everything they had done before it. Unlike many rebuilding teams that lose their identity during difficult years, San Antonio protected the culture that had made the organization one of the NBA's gold standards. They maintained accountability, prioritized player development, preserved financial flexibility, and refused to sacrifice the future for short-term success. Then, once Wembanyama arrived, they surrounded him with experienced veterans instead of asking him to carry the entire franchise alone. Players like Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes weren't brought in to become stars. They were brought in to mentor the next generation, establish professionalism,